So I think I'm stuck. I'm stuck in analysis paralysis. So for the past few years, we've really been wanting to start fermenting our food. And we thought, what a great way that would be to preserve our food that we grow, or just make food, even good quality food from the grocery store, organic food, healthy and so much better for us. So when we were at Homesteaders of America a couple weeks ago, this beautiful young lady, Ann Accetta-Scott, really encouraged us to start fermenting. And she took a little bit of the scariness out of it. So we went ahead and bought her book, which it talks about many different ways of preserving, whether it's canning or fermenting, dehydrating, freezing. So this gave me just enough courage to go ahead and give this a shot. Will you join me in the kitchen as we give this our first go? So the first thing I'm going to do is get these hands scrubbed up really good. It's really important that you keep everything very clean. My island here has been washed. The knives have all been washed with hot water and soap. Our containers, our lids, our bowls. Just trying to keep everything as clean as we can with no bacteria, no unwanted bacteria. So the first thing we do, we got our head of cabbage. It's organic. It was bought at the grocery store. We didn't grow this. That's what I really encourage you guys, even though you might not have carrots or cabbage or beets or radishes to ferment, go ahead and buy them as long as it's really fresh, good quality, and they're preferably organic. Go ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the outer few layers of leaves. I am using Berkey filtered water to wash them. It's recommended that you do that. This particular recipe calls for 2/3 of a cabbage. I think this is a pretty average size, so it might be on the small side, so probably use most of this. So here we go, wash away. Okay, I don't know if that was the proper way to wash cabbage, but it seemed to work for me. Throw away our cleaning water over here. I did wash the cutting board with soap and water. Next step is we're just gonna, you can use a food processor, but I do not have one, so I'm just gonna finely shred it. Cut it very, very finely. Okay, the cabbage is all chopped up. And I went ahead and put it in 2 different bowls. It was too much to try to put in one bowl and try to handle it. The next step is to put salt in it. For the 1 medium-sized cabbage, we're going to put 1.5 tablespoons of pink Himalayan salt in there. And then we're going to massage it. So I'm putting half salt. So 3/4 of a tablespoon in here, 3/4 in there. And now we massage our cabbage for 5 minutes, which means since I have 2 bowls, it's gonna be 10 minutes. Give me a good hand workout here. check out the difference after massaging the bowl on the left for 5 minutes. It's watery, you can see the brine at the bottom. Look how much smaller it got. So now we got to do the other bowl for 5 minutes.
Whoop whoop! Ferment, babe. Have some sauerkraut, babe?
Soon. Okay, our hour is up. Poor Kevin came in here and he walks in, leans over, and he reaches out to get a piece of cabbage. I'm like, don't touch that, germs. You gotta have clean hands. And he thought I was gonna kill him. So anyway, try to relax a little stressed with this being my first time. So we got our cabbage in here, and now we're gonna put it in the jars. Not sure if it'll take 1 or 2 jars, so I have 2 ready just in case. I read that you're supposed to use plastic or something other than metal utensils when you touch it. So we'll put some in, and then I have the handy dandy presser downer there to put it in with. To pack it down, I should say. Directions said to leave about 4 inches of headspace. So we'll do that. I have a good friend that I went to high school with, and she introduced me to kombucha about probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I fell in love with it. So my next step after trying fermenting of cabbage, I'm going to try kombucha. It too is so good for you, good for your stomach, your digestive system. It puts all the good bacteria in there that we need. It's a probiotic. Unlike probiotics you buy in the store, over-the-counter man-made ones, you can only take those for about 10 days at a time, but if you're eating fermented food or kombucha, you can have that anytime. I do remember Ann telling us at the Homesteaders of America conference, when you start off, don't overdo it, maybe 3 tablespoons a day, or your stomach might rebel a little bit. Precious brine in there. We'll see if the brine has to cover the cabbage completely, or else we'll have to make a little bit of saltwater brine. Let's mash it down and see how we did. I think we might be okay. Since we're in Florida, our house stays pretty warm. We're still running the air in October at about 75. And that's on the warm side for fermenting. So ours will go quicker than those who live in the north. So we'll probably check it 3-4 days to a week, taste it. Of course, when we taste it, we'll take it out with a plastic fork and not re-dip because we don't want any bad bacteria to get in there. Basically, we're pressing down, getting all the air out. Now we have these little glass lids. They're weights, and it basically holds the cabbage underneath the brine. I'd also heard that you can use a piece of a cabbage to put on top of it to help weigh it down. So we'll try that, see if it works. If not, we'll take it out and not use the big piece of cabbage. Just kind of tuck it under. It works pretty good actually. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey. I really was scared. It's taken me a long time. This week I've had all this stuff and just haven't had the nerve to do it. I don't know why it's scary. You think I was performing for the president or something. I guess it's the fear of the unknown, just like anything in life. When you do it for the first time, it's always harder. Weight in there. And then I bought this fermenting kit. The Easy Fermenter. We'll put the link, we got it from Amazon, we'll put the link in our show notes. But it has the lids that actually vent themselves so you don't have to burp it every day, and it has little numbers on the top that tell you what date you start so you don't lose track of where you're at. So basically, all that's on. Just wipe off the top here. Put the lid on. Because our house is warm, we're going to go ahead and find one of our closets in our extra bedroom is a little cooler than others. So we'll put it in there, it's dark and cool, put it in there and check maybe 3-4 days. Give it a taste test. Some of the research that I did said 2-3 weeks, so we might be letting it go longer. The longer it sits, the more the good bacteria grows, so it's actually better if you can leave it sit longer. And 2, it's according to taste, because if you let it sit 3 weeks but you don't like the taste, then you're not going to eat it. So we're going to give it a try. Sure appreciate you guys coming along on this journey. It really wasn't that scary. We'll report back to let you know how it turns out. Have a great day. I'm so scared, I'm sweating. Whew. I think we made it through.